So in this video, we're going to take a quick look at how to go ahead and make it so that we get a approval system inside of an app. So you could use this for a variety of things. You could use this for, say, I am going to make like a Twitter clone. If you want to see a Twitter clone, let me know. I can try to make one here and make a quick series on how to do that. But say I want to have it so someone would tweet and then it would go through an approval system before it would actually show up, or it could be flagged, or someone would submit something and before it would show up in another group, it would have to be approved. So I'm going to build out 3 sections on here just to show. Actually, instead of a shape, I'm just going to use groups. So I want to grab a container. It's a group. I'm going to change the color of this group over here. Style, group with border. Good. All right. Groups with borders is fine. As long as there's borders, I can see them a little better for this. And it'll explain it a little better. I need 3 of these. I'm just copying and pasting these groups. Great. And I'm going to basically just put stuff inside these groups so we can see it. So user input is what I'm going to call this group. Just going to copy that, set it there. This will be admin screen. And then we will do another screen here that will be dash view area. Great. So say I have an input here. Let's use a tweet as an example. So we're going to do a multi-line input here. Box, button, tweet like action. There. A tweet like action, not actually a tweet. So when this tweet like action button gets pushed, so we want to go data and things, create a new thing. We will do make a tweet like thing. We're not going to call it a tweet. We'll say approved, and we'll say yes or no, and we'll mark this immediately no, right? Because we're making stuff for approvals. And then we will go ahead here and we will do note data, and we will do text. And this note data will just be the multi-line input A's value. Great. So go back to here. Let's take this box. I'll just drag it into this one. Actually, hold on. So let's discuss what I did here. So what happens right now is this is the user screen. This is the user's input. So if I'm a user, this would be an example of a screen I would see. And what I did here was I put something in here. I pushed tweet action, and I've just to make sure I can make a bunch of them quickly. I'm going to reset relevant inputs. Always good to make sure you do that. So you have an action. If you're staying on the same page, reset the inputs. And everything I'm doing is just going to live on this one page, just so you can see it all in action. An admin screen, the admin would need a repeating group because we're going to need to see multiple of these, right? So this might be my repeating group. I'm going to make this so let's trim that down a bit. Let's make you smaller there. I could limit the characters in there too if I wanted to, but so if you wanted to limit the characters in here, you could limit it here. Say you wanted to limit to 130 just to limit the message size. That way, you know, whatever you're putting down in here, admins would be able to do. And I'm just going to copy this box and I'm going to set it in here. And I'm going to set it in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do initial content is current cells thing. But before I have a thing in this cell, I have to take this repeating group. So what I have here is I have my admin approval screen. I have a repeating group inside of that. In that repeating group, I have a box that I'm going to have automatically populate text. So I'm basically going to have whatever gets put in here is going to create another group here, or another copy of it here. It's going to show me whatever I'm creating here is going to start showing up in here. right? Because they won't be approved. So what I'm going to do is I need to do a type of content. So I'll do a tweet-like thing. Okay. And I will do a search for a tweet-like thing. And I want to do a filter here. I want to do a filter here because right now, if I do just a tweet-like thing, even if I approve it, all of them will show up, and I don't want all of them to show up. What I want is to only see unapproved ones. So I can do approved equals no. And then I can get out of that part, and that will give me all of the, what the data in this will be is it's going to pull all data from the system for all tweets that are not approved. So when I push here, it creates a tweet with that data. It also says, hey, this is not approved. So I have it down here. It will show up in this box because this box is all that are not approved. It's running a query for that data. And inside of this, what I want is just initial content is the current cells tweet-like thing. So I'm calling the action each one of these rows right here, and it'll be a scroll box so I can scroll through multiple of them that will say this is the data in this row. And in this row, I want to take the note data and I want to make it so it cannot be edited. Where did that go? This input is disabled. Should make it so that, so what I have here is whatever we put in here and we create it. So I create something here. It's going to show up down here until it's approved. Once it's approved, it won't show up in this box anymore. But the data I enter here is going to show up in one of these boxes. And I'm not going to be able to go and enter it, right? Because I don't want admins to enter and change what people are saying. I just want them to be able to approve it. And to do that, they'll push this little approval button here. Approved. Oh, needs a V. Approved. And I have to do a workflow for that. So I will say my workflow is make changes to a thing. I will change the repeating groups. Why did that not do that? Oh, see what I did there? See how when I put this here, I have these blue lines that got that made, right? But if I don't have that red line, so when I go here, see how I have the red line? That red line means it's going to be on this line. So when I drop it, it shows up here. And that's why when I went to pull that data and operate within using that data set, it didn't give me anything to use because I hadn't actually done anything to draw that out. So now when I go in, I'm gonna delete that and I'll walk. So now that I'm in here, what I want to do is I want to go data and things, make changes to a thing, and I want to change current cells tweet-like thing. Then I want to select the field. I want approved to now be yes. Okay. So now that I have the ability to create and approve, I want to be able to see what the users would see. So say this is just a list of everyone who's ever tweeting has access to this. You push this button, you can send a message to like a workplace chat app. Maybe it's announcements that are going out or something. And then admins go in and they approve. Yes, this is an approved announcement. And then this would come down here, or you have another way of flagging them. So you could reverse this and you could say, user puts it out, it could go down here. You could have it flagged. It could be flagged and go to an admin and have to be reapproved that way. But I need to make this show here so we can finish kind of this cycle for what would be seen. So this would be every single tweet that ever gets put out is going to be going through an approval process. Repeating group. I'll lower this back down to 2. And actually, you know what? We can grab this box and we'll paste it there. And we'll go here. And then this repeating group, we need to change. So this type of content will be tweet-like thing. data source, we will do a search, and we need to do a search for a tweet-like thing. That approved equals yes. Great. So now they will show up here. Or we could even change it, and because we don't really need that text box around it, we could have it just be text that shows up there too. But we'll go with this, and we will see what this gives us here. So this should give us the full ability to create a tweet-like thing, and then go ahead and shoot it back out. So nothing here in this box, nothing in this box. So I'm the user. I come in and I say, tacos are good. Tacos are not good. Orange is a good color. Great. And I can have it so these either get approved or if I wanted to, I could make another button and use this function to even just delete it. So let's say approved. Great. Tacos are good shows up down here. Approved, approved. And that's how we can adjust what is and isn't approved very smoothly on the screen. Now, say we want to do it differently. Say I want a different flow for this. I'm going to just move this button up a little bit and shrink her down. I want one the same size, so I'm just going to copy and paste, and I'll put it right below it. This button's going to now be changed to delete. So I'll start and edit my workflow here. But when the button delete is fixed, data changes to a thing. Current cells tweet like thing. Oops, that's what I did wrong. Delete a thing. So what here, I'll go back and I'll show you. So what I did there was I needed to go to data, delete thing. I went to changes out of habit. I don't do a lot of deleting. I don't like to delete data. I like to store data and keep data and hoard data like a dragon hoards gold. So current cells tweet like thing. It will delete it. So if I push that button, it'll just delete it. It gets it out of the system. Say it's not approved. I could delete it that way. But maybe I don't want this kind of a system. Maybe I want this to go out to the public. So anyone, all the viewers' output area would be seen, like this would be the main page on your Twitter. This would normally be longer, so it would be like huge and it'd be the main page. But we're gonna use it small in this scenario. So say I wanna have ability then to flag it. So I'll draw this very, very tiny button that I now want to make go away. I'll delete you and I will make a bigger button. There we go. I'm just going to shrink you down so you fit in the box better because I don't like how ugly this is. There we go. We're going to keep you big for the sake of this, even though it's not very pretty. And we will do report tweet. And I'm going to build the workflow from that. But first, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to adjust this so that right now it's automatically making them not approved. I'm going to make it so they are approved. I just switched this from a no to a yes. And I did that because what I want it to do is say I'm on Twitter, you're on Twitter, everybody's on our Twitter. We're all typing in stuff to say. I want those to just show up right here. And then that way, they are all going to then be in the viewing area before an admin has to do it. So an admin doesn't have to approve everything. It's only going to have to approve what's reported. So this report button will make it so data and things, it changes to a thing. We will change the thing again. So we will go to approved. We'll have it so it changes it to no. So now this should operate a little bit differently. So if I go to preview, we'll reload the page and we'll start with our different kind of workflow. So if I type in testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 testing, banana, I have these showing up down here. So I want to report. I'm going to report the taco ones. All I have left is testing. So now these are all reported. So if I delete this one, it's just going to go away from here. It's not going to show up here. I've gotten the data out of the system. If I approve it, it'll show up down here. So this would be useful in a case where, say, I make my own Twitter and I have it so people can report tweets as being a problem, right? This violates the rules. And then I can either have it approved by an admin or not approved by an admin or deleted by an admin. And that way, it gives me the ability then to curate what is being seen. You could even go in and make a section of it that it would mark that it is approved. So I'll show you that in the data. So I have tweet light thing. So I could have it set so when it is approved, I would have admin approval. Yes or no. Let's go down here to report. And it says no, right? Only when current cells thing, admin approval is no. So if the admins haven't already approved it, reporting it will do something. So if they have approved it and it says yes, it won't do anything. But how do we make that happen? We click on approved. And what this does is it changes it to approved for that. So it's been approved, so it can be viewed. And then we want to go to our double check. And the reason I have two separate ones is because I want something for moving it from one group to the other. And then I want something for stopping it from going from one group to the other. So I'm basically saying this has already been checked. My admin approval one is that it's already been approved by an admin. So we don't need to run that check again. Because we don't want to just keep having the same thing come back and have to be rechecked. Just because someone might not like that you said that you like purple cows and suddenly purple cows are questionable on your platform. So I like purple cows. I think purple cows are cool. All cows are cool. So make changes to a thing. We will go to current cell sweet light thing, and then we will go with admin approval equals yes. So let's see how this works. Great. So I have all of these down here. I'm going to go to banana again. I'm going to report banana, and I'm going to report orange is a good color. And then I'm going to approve them both. So if I do orange is a good color, if I report it again, nothing's happening, right? Like the button doesn't do anything, and the button doesn't do anything because I made it so that when I push that, it checks and it says, has an admin already approved this? Yes. And I might want to let users know that. So maybe I do a little text down here that says admin approved below it. I need to change the size of this box because I don't like it being that big. And I just fit you in there on that line. And then I will make this not visible on page load. So this will only show up if we have a condition that makes it show up. So when this page loads, that won't show up. I'll define a new condition. I'm going to turn this condition on by clicking this little button here. And this is going to be the condition that makes this element visible. I have to go here, make element visible, and then it will pop up, make this element visible. Click that. Only when, right? So current cells, admin approval is yes. Great. So now I want to go back and preview what I just did, and you'll be able to see how that's going to look to a user when I go down to orange is good. So orange is good, admin approved, banana. So if I'm clicking here and I'm wondering why this isn't working as a user, I would see this is an admin approved one. That tells me as a user this was already reported. This was already fixed. So I'll report that. I'll approve tacos are good. I think tacos are good. There we go. And that is how you could create that kind of a setup for approving. And you can use this for approving. Like I use tweets as an example, but you could use this for approving anything. And you could use this even for like like a workflow inside of something at a company or any kind of process that you're doing. But hopefully, this kind of tweet approval system is helpful for you to learn kind of how you could build that out. I think our video here is maybe 20 minutes, so minus the little bit of editing I need to do for parts of it. But I think this was good in general for a simple way to do that. Give us a subscribe if you like the video. Make some more videos as we come up with more things to make videos on. Well, I don't know why I say we, as I come up with more things. There's not like a group of us or anything. I enjoy making these, like building stuff on Bubble. It's a lot of fun just to build with things and toy with things. I think this is kind of a clean way of displaying this. Hopefully it was helpful for you, and have a great day.